Hi, everyone. My name is Darius, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Joaia. And in this session, I'm going to show you guys what Joaia is and what it can do. Before we start with the presentation, I would like to explain you where it all began and which kind of problems we try to solve. So you kind of get a better understanding what we are focusing on. Our journey began about 2 years ago. My wife and I were traveling a lot. Some would call it revenge travel after COVID. And we are based in Switzerland and living in Switzerland. And so we traveled all over Europe, seeing many cities and done a lot of sightseeing. We are both really spontaneous and we don't plan much ahead. We just go there and find out what we want to see. But in this style of traveling, we were always missing out deeper information. We're both really curious and want to know more about story, history, and culture of what we are looking at. And with not having a human guide on your side, which we would have to organize it up front, we were always missing out of information. Back at that time, ChatGPT was launched, and so I started using ChatGPT to fill this gap while I was traveling. But I quickly found out that it is nice the way how to use it. It can definitely give you context, but it was also not really handy, especially back then, to always explain where I am exactly at the moment, what is in front of me, and to not get like 2 pages of an answer and starting to dig deeper. So I told myself this could be something we could actually solve with an app, like having kind of a museum audio guide, but for everywhere and all the time, and having the possibility to interact with it and making questions back and forward. So I came up with Joaia and started to building on an application. I want you guys now to see what it became during this time. I'm going to share the presentation. So our focus is completely on the pre-trip and on-trip phase. And we don't bother really about hotel booking or flight bookings. After we started doing a prototype in 2024, as you can see here on the right side, we quickly had a few hundred users, and we were also using it by ourselves. We developed 4 different guides, fictive personalities with different style in the way they're going to present the knowledge. For example, Rosie, we see here on the small picture, was a guide that would tell you about something in a story. And George, on the other hand, was telling it to you, was focusing on facts and figures and being short and precise. We had a small interface and an audio integrated, so the guide could actually talk to you and you could listen to him while you were exploring. And it worked pretty well, but we also found out we learned a lot from our users during that time. We talked to many of them to find out how would people use something like an application that supports sightseeing, a sightseeing AI. And I'm happy to officially announce that we are going to launch a completely new app this December. On the left side, you can see a demo on the current closed alpha version. And we changed a lot on the interface, how it is running. It still runs on, it's still supported by audio. It now has a map integrated, and you can easily save stuff and just explore the way you want and ask questions and dig deeper. We still have our 4 local our 4 companions. Oops, sorry, that was a mistake. going the wrong direction here. So we still have our four companions, which are solely connected to ChatGPT and have the capabilities of answering everything what ChatGPT knows, but also being able to search the web. But the problem, another thing we found out during the prototyping is after using just plain ChatGPT as the source of all answers, it kind of gets shallow after a while. It gets generic and not really still helpful, but not as good as it should be. So we weren't really satisfied. That's when we started talking to destinations. We first started talking with Zurich, and we came up with something that we now call AI local guides. An AI local guide is a fictive persona as Sophie Frey, and fully works on the knowledge from Zurich tourism. Zurich built this character as a hidden gem hunter, focusing on hidden gems and the alternative hipster scene in Zurich, so not the classic explorer with the must-sees people usually cover. And let's see how that works in our app. You simply switch the guide and now chatting to a local guide, and you will see the recommendations she gives are going to be completely different from what our companion would recommend. No performance optimization done yet, so it's a bit slow. Hopefully it's getting faster. As you can see, we also integrated a lot of buttons in the interface to make it even easier to interact. To just press a button by tell me something on a specific point of interest, it goes deeper and digs into it. Those local guides is not something we created for Zurich, but Zurich actually created it by itself. Zurich created their local guide in our Guide Studio, a SaaS web application that we co-developed with Zurich Tourism, Lucerne Tourism, Basel, and Graubünden Ferien, 4 leading DMOs in Switzerland. As you can see now on this video, we go through the Knowledge Hub. The Knowledge Hub is where each organization has the possibility to connect either structured database they already have, upload documents with fact sheets and way more information they have somewhere else, or simply sync their website to have just the website as a knowledge base. As said, each local guide solely works on the knowledge you provide them. If you didn't provide the local guide this knowledge, he's simply going to say that he cannot answer this question and is referring to another option you told him to. But not only works it only on the knowledge you gave him, you can also steer recommendations. You have to control which restaurant location site should be recommended to which kind of people, and also to stay fully in the character of Sophie. In the Guide Studio, you also create those different characters. And as you could see, Sophie is just one of the local guides Zurich created. They also have other local guides. They go more into classic exploring or into the rich side of Zurich with the special secret at the Paradeplatz and Bahnhofstrasse. Each guide has his own personality and can be tested within the studio. Each guide also has his unique voice, which can be created in our studio. And the knowledge is going to be assigned here in the studio. And obviously, yeah, as said, all tested in the studio. I brought you 4 examples as an inspiration what local guides could look like. We already saw Sophie. On the other hand, we have a small town in Switzerland. It's called Chur, which is actually the oldest town from Switzerland because the Roman invented it. And they created Flavius Curensis, a Roman local guide living in that time when this was a Roman city. And he's fed by knowledge from the archaeologists by themselves. So what they found and all the stories and knowledge they have. Now also he has and can help the people discover those places. And the third one is called Radebang, which is a funny name for a carnival event in Basel. It's a traditional carnival. It's a really important tradition for Basel. And they created this local guide, which is going to be live next year during the event with all the traditional information about the event and also the whole schedule, where is happening what. You can imagine on a carnival, it takes 3 days in Basel and the city is upside down. Everything is completely different. So a lot of small events happening everywhere. And this local guide can actually help and knows where is happening what. And the fourth example I brought you is Richard Rose from Lucerne. He is focusing on the medieval history in Lucerne. And what makes him special, he actually has knowledge from the city archive from Lucerne, which we digitalized with Lucerne Tourism together to really enrich his knowledge base. But those local guides not only can be developed into the Joaia app, as we saw earlier, you can also develop the local guides on your website. For that, we created the Joaia web solution. And as you can see on the left side, it looks pretty much the same like the app, but made for the web. You can also ask a question. It has a chat interface and it has a map interface, and it's easily plug and play to your website. It comes in a standardized version and can also be customized by color or interface language and so on, as you wish. User can also here on this, they can save spots as long as there is no login integrated from yourself. It's just cookie-based saving, and you can also deploy multiple local guides on your web plugin if you want to. The third option you have, maybe you already have existing applications. For that, we built the Joaia API. You can integrate your local guides into your existing city guide app or into your interactive web application you already have. And so bringing already existing applications to the next level. Back in the Guide Studio, you analyze the interactions from the local guides on all those platforms. You can see the question, you can see what they ask, what they're interested in, even their movement if they unlocked the location data. And with this knowledge, you can start working again on more content, on deepen down on stuff, or use this knowledge just simply for marketing on other things. If you now think this sounds like a lot of work for me to start, the whole system is built in a scalable way. So you can simply start by adding your website as a knowledge base and creating a general guide, and then publish the standardized web plugin on your website within the same day. And then start learning from interactions and enhance your knowledge base, and create more local guides, create specialized local guides wherever you want to go. As said, we co-developed this platform with 4 destinations here in Switzerland. And I'm also pretty convinced that we found a pricing that makes any destination that gives any destination the possibility to use local guides. Doesn't matter the size. We start with the starter license, and it comes with the possibility of integrating the web plugin into your website in a standard form or publishing the local guides on the Joaia marketplace. In the professional plan, you can start customizing the web plugin or integrate it even deeper into your website. So the website maybe has some buttons that triggers the plugin or the other way around. And in the enterprise license, you also have the access to the Joaia API to integrate it into your own application. And additionally, you have the possibility to set up a multi-organizational setup. So maybe you have smaller partner destinations within your region, and you want them also to enhance. You want also to enhance them. So you can have a multi-organization. You share the knowledge base with them, and you get a discount on starter license for your smaller DMOs. So all of what you saw is going to be launched on the 1st of December. And as you can see, our vision is not just using ChatGPT as AI, but we really want to combine local knowledge with AI to make it easier to discover the world and more meaningful. If you're interested to have a little bit of a longer demo than this one, please contact me on LinkedIn or fill out the demo request form on the online platform. And yeah, I thank you very much for listening, and I hope you're going to have an amazing event. Bye.